I remember thinking the whole time, like, can we make this work? And because Thomas is Thomas and Maren is Maren, it works. Hi, I'm Dave Barnes, and today we are talking about Craving You by Thomas Rhett featuring Maren Morris because I wrote that. You're like that cigarette, that shot of 100 proof. How would I describe Craving You to someone that hasn't heard it before? I feel like it's such a dancey song, and it's not like techno dancey, but fun and funky country. Funtry? I don't want to say it's the best song that's ever been written, but it's at least in the top 3,000. I wrote this song with a really good buddy and a new friend at the time, Julian Bonetta, who also produced the song. The funny story about that is that Thomas Rhett was supposed to write with us that day. I'd never met Julian, and I got to Julian's, and we kind of do the awkward, hey, how you doing? Good, cool. And we talked for a minute, and he says, by the way, TR, texted me and said he can't make it. And so we had that hysterical moment where we're sort of looking at each other like, oh, yeah, no, I mean, I should stay. You want to go? Or why would I? You shouldn't go. This is where you're staying. And so we said, you know what? Let's just write something. Let's have fun. Julian's had a ton of success in LA writing for pop artists, and I kind of knew that. So I was like, it'd be fun to do something that's a little off the grid, like up tempos, because I've got enough ballads to sink a ship. I remember it taking close to no time. I think we wrote it in like 2 or 3 hours. It was really fast, which is usually a good sign, but co-writing can be terribly awkward at times, like staring at each other across the room, like faking this, faking the. Did you have something? It sounded like you said something. No, I didn't say anything. But sometimes that energy is really fun because it creates this sort of like crazy little fire because you're both kind of trying to bring your best stuff. And that was one of those days. I think Julian and I both were really excited to be there and knew enough about each other to know we wanted the day to go well. Julian sent it to him and he loved it. He called me and was like, man, you guys nailed it. So we were like, because you never know. But I was sort of glad he didn't make it that day. Don't judge me. Don't do that. That's not nice. I just remember thinking, oh, let's get some cool lyrics in this. I really like Sunset Eyes. Sunset eyes, no, I don't have to try. It's always tricky because like you find out somebody's recorded something and then it's going to be on the radio. You're like, oh my gosh, I hope there's nothing that's embarrassing lyrically in here. And this is one of those songs I was like, yes, it's not. I can't say that about all the songs I've written. Don't Google them. The whole thing was so funny because the way it actually happened was Maren texted me out of nowhere and she's like, oh my gosh, the song sounds great. There was just no context for this text. So I was like, song sounds great. I think I just texted back like, that's awesome, what song? And then she was like, oh my gosh, now I don't know if I was supposed to tell you, but I sang on that song that you wrote for TR. And I was like, what? Like, this is amazing. She actually outed herself without meaning to. When I got the text from TR, it's like, hey, congrats. Thanks, man. For what? And he's like, oh, Craving You is gonna be the first single off the record. And I was like, freaking out. It was so fun. But that's how, there's a theme here I'm realizing of texts that have no context. No contexts? That was free. I'm gonna actually buy that domain name. He just came in hot and I had to sort of decipher what was going on, which was good. That's a good way to learn something. It was fun because it just got more exciting as I uncovered what it meant. I went in thinking it was gonna be like, like a cool music video because you got this thing in your head where you're like, oh, I would do it like this. So sitting there, I was like, I had none of these ideas. It was like, holy cow, this movie trailer kind of thing. I never thought somebody would be like kung fu chopped in the middle of one of my songs, but I did. I hoped for that. But to see it happen was just